Alright, in this video I'll talk about IS-2, and this was a nightmare of last few weeks for me because the tank is actually pretty bad, so I didn't enjoy it at all. On the outside it looks like Soviet IS, but it actually has a bit worse armor. So IS is already known for its kind of weak all-around protection, and IS-2 is even worse in this respect. But the major thing which hurts me is the gun. So at this point I have enhanced gun laying drive, but it's very hard to connect shots. Even at close range you have to aim, and at mid-range like this uh, you miss a lot. And well, arguably I wasn't sitting still and aiming, but you can't spend a lot of time aiming in this situation because there are just too many guns pointing at you, and you don't have armor to aim. So that shot was aimed a bit more, but still it was complete miss. And throughout this game I fired 6 shots and I was able to connect just one of them. And yeah, it's very frustrating. So you see, this should be balanced, right? If you have a tank without much armor, the gun should be handling snapshots well, and if you have the gun that has to be aimed for a long time, you better have some armor at least in the turret, so you would be able to sit and aim. So US T-34 is a good example of this, because it has pretty inaccurate gun, but it has pretty good turrets, so it could go hull down, wait for quite a long time, fully aim its shot and take it, and make sure that you will connect it. So IS-2, I don't know, it's just a very bad design, and against tier 8 tanks, specifically things like IS-3 and IS-6, it's a nightmare. It's just constant struggle. You can't PM them, they trash you right away. So the tank was awful. I don't know, I actually went past it, and at this point I'm equipping tier 8 Chinese heavy tank, so I hope that that one would be better, but I still don't have ace tanker badge for this tank. Well, actually the game that you're seeing right now, it was the first class mastery, so it was somewhat good game for me. I was able to do 3000 damage, but look, again, it's against tier 7 tanks. It's pretty hard to do anything with tier 8 heavies. Probably if you are in a match where you have a lot of high tier medium tanks and light tanks, and you are shooting high explosive, you would be able to get the ace badge, but at this point I don't know. No luck for me, and there was just a lot of suffering. So I don't know, maybe with new changes I would be able to spend credits and equip vertical stabilizer, and that would be probably that would improve the tank. I don't know, but so far the major downside is that the gun is very inaccurate, and I just can't place hits reliably. So at this point I'm looking for an opportunity to shoot at someone. We had we have SU-100Y, which is playing horribly. It just traded one shot for like 2/3 of its health, and that's something that you could catch people doing. Now at this point, look, it's in front of me, and I spent like several seconds to aim at its lower glasses plate. So and it was almost right in front of me. So that's how awful the gun is. Again, aiming at Churchill 7, several seconds, and I wasn't able to penetrate it. I was trying to hit its lower plate, but no luck. Now I'm trying to do this again, So I'm waiting. Yeah, finally, at almost suicidal range, I was able to connect the shell, and that's something you do in this tank a lot. You just get close, and you still have to aim a lot to be able to shrink that iris, and you still could miss. So, amazingly inaccurate gun. I don't know. So at this point it's a cleanup. I'm trying to drop on the top of the Panther, but unfortunately it stopped. So I missed my opportunity, and I'm driving around so I could connect the shell for sure. Yeah, so first class mastery, 3000 damage. But again, I was top tier, and my opponents were playing horribly. Now you will see tier 8 game, so I'm not top tier anymore, and it would be much harder for me to do any significant amount of damage and to impact the game in any serious way. So I see that our team goes to the town, and I'm moving with them, mostly in hopes that there will be some lone heavy tank which we would be able to quickly cycle and kill, but it seems like many of them went to the town. So I'm trying to take that snapshot of the Tiger 2, but no way it would connect. So I'm still hanging around to find an opportunity, but no way I would be fighting head to head with IS-6. So I'm moving back because there are some medium tanks which I would probably be able to help with. Again, snapshot at the side of IS-6. Completely no luck here, which is... I'm not surprised. And at this point I'm torn. I went for the medium tanks, but I see that there is a Ferdinand. His gun is pretty devastating, so I'm trying to take those side shots. And now I'm thinking that I probably should remove that gun from the game, but in retrospect I probably should have went to help my medium tanks. Tiger 2, no chance to connect that shell, even slightly angled, it will bounce a lot. Now I find someone to bully, and it's T-25. He can penetrate me everywhere, and I can do this to him too, because that's the kind of opponent which I should be able to handle well, because it has no armor. Now we see Tiger 2, and I'm going to pincer him because sides are weak, and that's that kind of opportunity where I should be able to do something meaningful. So that was snapshot that I was able to connect, but again, the side profile of Tiger 2 is just huge. Now we are 3 versus 1 for for a couple of seconds. SU goes down, and now interesting part of the game starts. So the guy in the light tank is a pretty good player. He has like 70% win rate. I think that I probably should have tried to kill him early. And though he's one shot to us, the problem is that he's fast, and he could easily turn this game into a draw. He could just run away, and we won't be able to catch him. On the other hand, I realized that he also wants to win, so he would be probably moving around trying to shoot at us through various streets, and because he's much faster and his gun is much more precise, he actually has a lot of advantages over us. He pops out, kills SU. I think that SU actually did a mistake. SU should be trying to find a better place where it would be well protected from such snapshots. Now I'm thinking that he is probably going to run around the building to change the angle of attack, but he pops almost at the same place. I'm trying to catch him, but no. He's too fast for me, so I'm still trying to see if if he would make any error, but no way. And at this point I realized that I probably should fall back to the base, start capturing the base, and probably catch him the moment he would be trying to take a snapshot at me, because his strategy would be basically to move around the base, look for an angle where I would be not pointing my gun at him, and he should be able to whittle me down. And there is still time, over 2 minutes. And my strategy is, of course, to stay in the cap area and try to catch him on his mistake. So I'm moving around and I'm trying to change my position so it would be somewhat surprising to him. I think that maybe he would try to go through that street to the hill. No sight of him. And at this point I realized that I don't know where is he. And I'm trying to guess what his strategy would be. Will he run around the town, shooting through the streets? I probably would have gone to the farther side of the street where I have advantage in vision. But it seems like he wants to take those snapshots, and that's his strategy to win. So I'm losing vision, and at this point I decide that I would turn and move to the street which is on the left side of me. He would be thinking that I am trying to catch him in those buildings, which would in turn allow me to catch him by surprise, because I predict that he would move through that street thinking that I would be going around those buildings, and surprisingly I was able to catch him. So that's IS-2. Thanks for watching and good luck on the battlefield.